The future of Gotham City and Batman is revealed as John Ridley, Brandon Thomas, Paul Jenkins, Nick Darrington, Sumit Kumar and Jack Herbert dive into the city under the fascist rule of the Magistrate, who has oppressed the people for too long, and now a new Batman has risen to combat the evil peacekeepers along with a resurgence of the Outsiders, who help the people flee the dystopian metropolis, and the Arkham Knights, whose crusade to bring the sun back to Gotham sees them go head to head with the peacekeepers' leaders. John Ridley headlines the book with a fantastic opening Batman story, setting up an absolutely different Gotham and with it, a totally different Batman, who very much harkens back to the character's vigilante roots. He's wanted by the cops and even some of the people of the city are against him. I enjoy how Batman's identity is being kept secret. I know a lot of us already know it's Tim Fox since they revealed it is, but for readers who are kind of going in blind and don't really know, that's pretty awesome that they don't get it spoilt for them straight away. In fact, Batman is even quite a small part of this story, which focuses on the characters around the hero and the character underneath the mask being Tim Fox, giving us some really great Fox family drama with Luke up against not only Tim, seeing as the brother just kind of appeared out of nowhere after ditching the family for so long, but also his mother, who is against masks thanks to their indirect involvement in the situation with her daughter. Ridley writes some fantastic topical drama with these characters as well as various others that we see throughout his story, especially the young kids who are being jumped into a gang. The scenes with the Bane Litos pressuring the kids to take the gun and go and kill a rival gang member kind of reminded me of a scene from the recent film Equalizer 2, which is strikingly similar in nature. I enjoyed the cops getting some love as well, and I like it's a group of new cops. Characters like Bullock or Montoya could have been thrown in here to bring back some more recognizable faces, but I like that Ridley chose some interesting new characters who are a little bit morally grey. We don't get a lot of time with Chubbs and Whitaker, but from their little conversation they seem to be just a little bit corrupt, so I'm interested to see more of these characters throughout his story. Brandon Thomas continued to build on the Peacekeepers in his story, which features my favourite iteration of the Outsiders so far. I enjoyed Duke being kind of the leader of the team and kind of a Sherpa for people, spiriting them away out of the city in his cool muscle car while a very cyberpunk Katana hunts down the Magistrate's men. Caliber making a return from Brian Hill's Outsiders book was neat, and I enjoyed that it added some history to Katana's plot, being the two of them actually worked together for years. Black Lightning was probably the most surprising addition here, and I loved his upgrade to a cursed magical lightning bolt. I'm looking forward to seeing more of him and learning exactly how the hell that happened to Jefferson. Paul Jenkins delivered probably the most backstory heavy arc as Astrid Arkham makes a reappearance, for the first time I believe since her debut in Tomasi's Detective Comics run a few months back. I love the look at how much Gotham has fallen and how utterly oppressive the Magistrate is. And one thing I've really liked about all three of these stories is they keep mentioning the Peacekeepers and the Magistrate, but we have yet to actually see the Magistrate or the person in charge of the Magistrate. But you just get a sense of the power this being has over the city, and I imagine the leader's reveal will be quite big thanks to all of this build up and all of these characters kind of gunning for them. Astrid continues her family's legacy of mental health rehab in a really cool and unique way, mixing pretty heavy religious themes like building a team that is literally just crusaders, like holy knights for the sun, with more modern mental health therapy stuff like they do group therapy whenever they set up base and stuff like that, and she's trying to rehabilitate these men to send them back out into Gotham once they take the city back. The team's makeup is really interesting as well, and there are so many payoffs, especially to the recent Detective comic arcs, mainly all Tomasi stuff, like Harvey Dent being completely sane now thanks to removing the bullet from his brain, and him taking a second-in-command role here because of it. It's all really fantastic stuff, and I can't wait for it to be explored more in the third issue. Across all three stories, we have some pretty awesome art, with Nick Darrington again proving that he should be a main artist on a Batman ongoing. I love how he draws Batman, especially when he's jumping down on a villain with his cape all spread out like the bat, as well as panels when he's caught in a spotlight. It's all very animated series inspired, and his colorist Tamara Bonvillain enhances it with some really fun blue and purple heavy colors, kind of giving the city this cyberpunk near future look. Also, I don't know whether it's intentional, but I have a feeling it is, but I love how the scenes with the Banditos were kinda steeped in this slight green shade, kinda like the color of Bane's venom. I thought that was, if it was intentional, pretty damn genius. Sumit Kumar's work on the Outsider's story was probably my favourite of the book. It's very similar art to Sean Murphy's White Knight series and White Knight universe, especially his Gotham, which is drawn in this like huge towering shadowy city. It's exactly how I envisioned Gotham would actually look. His designs for Katana were also so damn awesome, and again very cyberpunk inspired. His layout was a second to none as well, and it featured an awesome double page spread of Katana clearing out a building level by level. I love when comics do these type of panel setups, and Nick Darrington actually did one in his Batman Universe book, and Sumit's was just as cool here. Wonder Woman colorist Jordi Belair pitches in to deliver some really fantastic light colors that fit the darker look at Gotham really well, and I enjoyed the higher level of grain she applied to the color as well, giving the pages and the fights a cool gritty look to them. Jack Herbert's Arkham Knight's work was nice and clean and full of really awesome detail, as we got some really great shots of the back alleys and streets of the future Gotham wasteland. While the other two stories kind of focused on all of the city skyline and high shots of the city, I love that Jack's art focused down on the ground and in the sewers and all the grittiness that the city has become. The Knights' matching costumes were cool as well, and I like how each of the costumes for each character was detailed to the wearer. Like Anarchy, who, goes against the grain of everything, he's Anarchy, keeps his usual red instead of adopting the blue that everyone else does, while Dent, who is now fully Harvey Dent, is more sort of in order and there's less chaos in his suit and it looks very tactical and everything has a place on the armor and everything. It's just little things like that that I really enjoy. Jack's art is a little bit more traditional comic art, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, and I enjoyed it since all his designs and page layouts were really damn cool and served a purpose. Future State, the next Batman issue 1, was a really awesome opening act to the future of Batman, the Bat family and Gotham, setting up an interesting new landscape for the heroes to traverse. I enjoyed John Ridley's debut of Tim Fox's Batman, diving into the family drama of the Foxes and how this city has split them apart, as well as the lives of a few key people that I'm sure we're definitely going to see again over the next 2 issues. The 2 backups did a great job expanding on Gotham and its current state, showcasing just how far the city has fallen in grand fashion. I'm looking forward to seeing more of Tim Fox's Batman, as well as how Bruce's Batman factors into this in his Dark Detective book over the next few weeks. I'm going to give this issue a 9.5 out of 10. Future State, the next Batman issue 1, finds a masked man racing through the streets of Gotham, unsheathing his knives to defend himself as the Batman descends upon him. Batman easily takes down the man as 2 cops arrive at the end of the alley. Batman rips the mask from the man's face, saying he's saving his life, even though it's not worth saving. The cops soon see Batman, but as quick as they see him, the hero disappears into the buildings above them. The cops check on the man and recognize him as the East Side rapist, one they've been after for a very long time. The other cop wants to go after Batman, but his partner tells him to forget it, since they'll just take the rapist in and get promotions. Above them, Batman knows that he's cutting it too close now and he can't be mixing it with cops, wondering how the real Batman did it. He quickly puts the thought from his mind, since after all, he is the real Batman, and this is his city and he will protect it. At the Fox residence the next morning, Luke joins his mother downstairs after a late night. His mother hopes that he won't become another Bruce Wayne since he needs to represent them. He tells her that she needs to slow down with all of the papers, but she tells him that it's case law and they need to find a way to make sure the city's peacekeepers are complying with ACLU mandates. Luke thinks that if they can't comply, then maybe the law is no good. His mother shoos him away, asking if he'll go see his sister, then come back and ask her if the law is good or not. Luke says that he was planning on visiting Tam anyway, heading out of the house as he thinks about how his mother blames what happened to Tam on the masks, and every day she's working to try and justify the peacekeepers of Gotham. In Little Santa Prisca, a luchador mask-wearing gang member of the Banditos tells 2 young recruits that no one, not their parents, their teachers, and definitely not the cops, care about them, except for the gang, asking if the boys want to be family. They ask what they need to do, so the man says they only need to man up, giving one of them a pistol and telling them to man up and blood in. One of the boys wants to talk about it, but the gang and the other boy pressure him into doing it, since they need to shoot up some punk who'd shoot them if he could. The leader is happy that they want to do it, giving them a mask and telling them to go be somebody. Luke meanwhile arrives at the hospital, heading into his sister's room where he finds Tim there. Tim says he's only there visiting his sister, but Luke wants him to go, since he had all the time in the world before Tam was there and before she relapsed, but he was too busy running around. Tim corrects him, saying that he got sent away, but Luke knows that he got out of the military years ago and he could have come home at any time, but it would mean that Tim Fox would have to own up to his mistakes, something he knows he cannot do. Tim is angered his brother is still calling him Tim, wanting to be called Jace, but Luke says that he can change his name all he wants. He's still Tim Fox, the screw-up, and he's got no idea what he did to Tam, so he can't just come around acting like he still fits in. Tim storms off, letting Luke see his sister, talking to the comatose woman and telling her that if she can hear what happened between him and Tim, then he's all the more sorry for her. Elsewhere, Detective Chubb comes to visit her old partner Whitaker at the batting cages. The man asks her how it is being back at the GCPD and how her new partner Tanaka is. Chubb says that he's no Whitaker, but she reveals why she is there, saying that the peacekeepers will shoot on sight now. And she knows he never cared for masks before, but now masks have gotten so political and the cops are caught in the middle. Whitaker knows it's the same as always, but Chubb knows that back in the day he used to back masks like Batman. Whitaker says that he used to, but now he's off the force and out of the game. But Chubbs doesn't think so, since there is a rumor going around on the streets of an ex-cop who is helping criminals plan jobs. Whitaker vaguely tells her to stop looking into this or she'll be liable to get hurt, causing the woman to take off as the Banelitos hit the streets with their new recruits, singling out a hype soldier they are going to kill. The kids don their masks and drive up to him, but one of the kids hesitates and his friend grabs him, causing him to panic and fire the gun. The hype soldier pulls his own gun, firing on the car as it turns around to run him down. Luckily, the man is saved by Batman. And as the man thanks him for saving him, Batman tells him to go do something with his wasted life. The car speeds off and the men wonder where the hero is as Batman appears in front of the car, jumping on their hood and causing the gang members to panic and shoot the window. Batman leaps from the car as it crashes headlong into a truck. The gang scatters, but Batman manages to take down the leader, beating him and telling him that the peacekeepers will now kill those kids thanks to what he has done to them, demanding to know where they went. The man says he doesn't care about the punks and the cops can kill him for all he cares. Batman knocks the man out as he pursues the kids through the alleys, confronting them and telling them that he can help them since if the peacekeepers see them in those masks, they will be dead on sight. One of the boys tells his friend to take the shot, and the boy raises the gun, but Batman takes it from the kid as the peacekeepers arrive, making them all scatter. The cops see the kids and Batman in the alley, getting ready to fire, but Batman pops a smoke grenade, covering their escape as he uses a grapple gun to escape to the roofs with the boys. Batman tells the boys once they are on the roofs that he's not jailing them, he's handing them over to child services. As he wraps up the case, Batman knows that today, for a change, Gotham had a good day and it's a little safer, but tomorrow is unknown to him. As a man is set upon by members of the Red Hood gang, Batman knows that while today was safe, the more things change, the more they stay the same. Outside Gotham, the jetpack-wearing Katana speeds towards the city as Duke Thomas and his crew evade the Magistrate's men, who open fire on his muscle car, demanding he release the hostages. The people wonder what they mean by hostages, as Duke says that every week they're trying to trump up new charges for him. He tells them not to worry as he takes the car into a jump over the bridge and into the outside of Gotham, coming to a stop in the middle of the bridge as Katana confronts the pursuing peacekeepers, told that they are out of their jurisdiction now. Katana draws a line on the ground with her sword, saying that if any part of them crosses it, their souls will be hers. The peacekeepers open fire, saying that she brought a knife to a gunfight, but Katana easily blocks the bullets, ricocheting one back at the soldiers and wounding one, knocking him back as she says that her husband always was a protective man and he would have said that these people deserve one final chance. But she knows that marriage is always about compromise. Taking down the men, the peacekeepers fall back, promising that they will stop the signal and everyone who ever supported Batman, since Gotham belongs to the Magistrate now. The people are stunned by Katana's fighting prowess as Duke welcomes the people to the outside. Duke thanks Katana for the assist, but the woman scolds him, knowing that she had an agreement with him and he needs to decide what side of the wall he belongs on. Duke says that the people he saved were tagged by the Magistrate and he threatened to kill them and their families and they weren't safe, but Katana knows that none of them are currently safe. She tells him about a facility she's been watching and monitoring and how something was happening there and his save cost her time and jetpack fuel. Duke wants to know that she's not alone in this, and Katana knows since her husband is always with her as she takes off into the sky. Katana gets back to her mission, telling her husband that she will apologize to Duke later. Heading back to the facility, the fuel begins to give out, causing her to crash land hard on the ground. She shrugs off the flaming jetpack wreckage, entering the base and cutting her way through the peacekeepers, going down 5 levels until she reaches Caliber, calling the man a betrayer. The villain is glad to see her, revealing that he's with the Magistrate now and is excited to play with all of their advanced tech, wanting to show her what he's made. Katana is blown out of the building as Caliber knows he is now twice as strong as he was back when they worked together, and wants her to imagine the Magistrate with an army of cybernetic soldiers like him, because that's what he's going to get. He tells his men to get to where they need to be as he deals with Katana, wondering if Tatsu knows how bad this night can get. Caliber's team moves out and Katana takes off after them, pursued by Caliber, but the hero manages to destroy the vans. As the vans come to a crashing halt, the two warriors battle it out until Caliber pushes Katana back with a flurry of punches. Caliber says that he just remembered who Tatsu has been talking to this whole time, remembering her husband's soul is trapped in the sword. Caliber says that she doesn't need to worry about that anymore, since as soon as he's done with her, the Magistrate will scrap the sword and she will be able to be with her husband once again. Katana tells her husband that Caliber has no idea as she leaps into the air, smashing the villain's power gauntlet and destroying his arm, but she is shot in the leg by one of the soldiers. As Caliber tries to rip the sword out of his arm, Katana dodges his blows, but the man is too fast for her, knocking the hero out. He thanks his men for the assist, getting ready to kill the woman when suddenly a black lightning bolt hits the villain. Caliber's systems begin shorting out as he quickly escapes with his men, knowing that he will eventually kill Katana. Katana gets back up, recognizing the lightning as Jefferson Pierce, who has become a living lightning bolt. Jefferson disappears before reappearing behind the woman, causing her to attack, but Jefferson stuns her, apologizing for the attack as Tatsu knows the rumors about him being cursed with dark magic are true. Black Lightning knows that that's not important since the Magistrate has planted a spy within the people Duke saved recently, and they need to find them before it is too late. In Gotham, a group of masked beings take down one of the Magistrate's killer drones, causing it to explode on the street as they take off down the alley. One of the men is injured in the battle and the others want to get him to a doctor, but the team wander right into a waiting Peacekeeper platoon. Before the Peacekeepers can kill the group, the Arkham Knights arrive, destroying the drones and tanks and rescuing the people. The masked group don't know who the team is, but the woman says that they have some brass balls to be walking around the wasteland in gear. The group take off, thanking the Knights for the assist as they head into the neon-soaked city. Astrid Arkham, the leader of the Knights, knows the Magistrate has broken any pretense of civil freedom or right to free assembly in the city, making the citizens nothing more than numbers to the mercenary peacekeepers, who in each sector of the city is run by a regional peacekeeper, and in the wasteland it's Peacekeeper 12, who has authorized full martial law over the people, and it's why she has come to this sector to fight against the tyranny with the light of the sun. Harvey Dent gives Astrid an update on their prime target's location, knowing they need to get to him before the drones arrive. Dr. Phosphorus keels over in pain, so Astrid helps him up, saying that they'll get him another dose of the serum when they get back to base. The team regroup and get ready to head out as Zaz wonders why Two-Face is with them since he's not one of them and doesn't think like them. Astrid reprimands him, calling for his utter fealty, and Victor falls in line as the Peacekeepers soon arrive. Arkham Knight leads the charge, deploying the team to suppress the villains and not kill them as Dent, Dr. Phosphorus and her head to the main target. Harvey tracks their quarry underground, finding the target swimming away very fast. As Clayface and the team destroy the drones and tanks, Harvey is confused since their target is now under them, knowing they can't track him now that they need to go underground. Basil smashes the ground open and the Knights descend into the sewers as Dumpty and Zaz are sent over to the eastern section of the sinkhole, told to suppress, not kill. In the sewers, the team soon find their target, Killer Croc. Waylon tries to escape, but the Magistrate drones that followed the team stuns him, injuring him and knocking him down. The Knights destroy the drone before confronting the injured Croc, demanding he swear fealty to the Arkham Knights. Waylon asks if he has a choice, and stopping herself from killing the villain, Astrid says they always have a choice. Returning to the former Wayne Manor, Dent reassures Astrid the cave system and the manor are secure. Astrid is glad, asking if each of the team members have scheduled their mandatory therapy sessions. Dent says that it's mostly group therapy these days and the team is coming together, but Zaz still fancies himself the smartest in the room and the outlier. Astrid thinks he's probably right, knowing the men need to concentrate on their mental well-being. She goes to see Killer Croc, who has been placed in stasis as he heals from his wounds. Astrid hopes he comes back to them since she needs his strength, as Dent tells her the new environment seems to be helping the men. She always hopes to reintegrate them into society, and their mission gets them closer to that goal. Leaving the home, Astrid goes to visit Dr. Phosphorus, who is standing out in the rain. The man says the water feels cool on his skin, telling Astrid that the serum doesn't seem to be working since it feels like needles in his skin now and he can't stop burning, even dreaming about it. He wants the pain to stop, and Astrid tells Alex that he's not alone and some of the men understand what he is going through. She reassures him that their medical team is getting close to another serum and it should help with the pain. Phosphorus knows that the effort of the team is appreciated, and Astrid thinks that he should probably go tell the doctor in charge that, since gratitude is part of the healing process. Alex bows before Astrid, telling her the pain he has is unbearable and he doesn't want to be a burden on her or the team, wanting her to kill him. But Astrid tells him that they will find a cure for him, and until then, he will stand by her and his brothers and sisters until a new day dawns for him and Gotham. Astrid says they will also find a cure for the world they currently live in, but in the meantime, Harvey has found what they have all been searching for, hidden away in an old police precinct. Looking into the sky, she tells Alex that she can almost see the sun through the clouds. Peacekeeper 12 meanwhile tracks the team through the sewers, finding the destroyed drone, told by Peacekeeper 1 that this isn't Batman or any of his people since they went too far this time, and intel suggests that it's a group that came from Arkham Asylum. Peacekeeper 12 knows that's impossible since a team from there wouldn't last 10 minutes as a cohesive unit, but his boss knows that he's wrong, wanting a full drawdown of specialized units to search for the beings. Peacekeeper 12 knows that he'll press the citizens until they give up the subversives, sending his men out into the city to round up the people and break them until they give them what they want. The Arkham Knights spring into action, finding the Peacekeeper and attacking him. Den tells Astrid that they have a definite hit on their prime target in the old police precinct, and Astrid knows that they will go after that as soon as they finish up with the Peacekeepers, calling for Croc again to swear fealty to her and take down his oppressors, which Croc gladly does. The team continue to take down the soldiers before approaching Peacekeeper 12 himself, finally taking the villain down, freeing the sector as Arkham Knight knows the sun rises on Gotham once more.